Hello everyone, welcome to my 100 subscriber special. Before we begin, I would just like to thank all my subscribers. Thank you guys so much for subscribing and getting me over that 100 subscriber milestone. Thank you guys so much. To begin, we're going to be making this rocket. Oh, sorry, wrong one. We're going to be making this rocket. This rocket is going to be part of a 4-video series for my 100 subscriber special. In this video, we're gonna be building this rocket. Then we're gonna build the engines that go on the bottom, and then we're gonna build some parachute protection called rocket wadding. Those videos are gonna be coming soon. So, this project should take a few hours if you do it all in one day. Should just take a few hours to make if you want to make it. And it's made from some pretty simple materials. So, let's begin. To get started, we're going to need to grab a plastic champagne glass. You can get these pretty easily online, and there's many different types, but I'm pretty sure you guys could get any variation to work. Using the type I'm using in this video today, you're going to need to grab a hot glue gun, and you're going to want to squirt glue down the opening of the cup. We're going to sand this down into a point. If it is not filled in, then there will be a hole in our nose cone, and we do not want that. After you do that, you're going to want to grab a hacksaw and cut off the tip, but you're going to want to leave an inch or so at the end so we can sand it down into a point. You're going to want to grab something such as 60 grit sandpaper and start sanding in kind of a circular motion so you can sand down the tip into a point. This will make the rocket fly much better. Now you're going to want to grab some 400 grit sandpaper and sand the outside of the nose cone. This will make the paint stick much better when we use spray paint to paint it. Now you're going to want to grab whatever color of spray paint you want and paint the outside of the nose cone and set it somewhere safe to dry for a little while. You're going to want to get a pill bottle that can fit in the inside of your nose cone. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to start peeling the label off, and if it leaves some residue behind, use something like adhesive remover or lemon oil to get rid of the sticky parts. Now you're going to want to dump out all the pills and dispose of them however you feel is safest. And then we're going to cut off the bottom. Just cut off the very bottom. There's no exact measurement, just kind of cut off the bottom just like this. Now you're going to want to put on your safety glasses and dust mask if you're doing this the same way I am. We're going to need to remove all the threads of the bottle except the very bottom ridge. I'm going to be using a Dremel for that, but there's many other ways to do it, such as sanding or using like a metal file. You're going to want to make sure you remove all of it but the bottom thread, because the bottom thread is going to help it hold into the rocket. Now you're going to want to grab some more 400 grit sandpaper and sand the outside of this too to prepare it for when we paint it later. Now you're going to want to pick up a 3/4 inch threaded PVC coupling. This is going to be our quick adapter mount for our rocket engines. You're going to want to cut this with a hacksaw at 1/2 inch on the threaded end, and you're going to want to make sure that the threads are on the inside, not the outside. Once you're done, you can just throw away the longer part. Now you want to get a brown paper tube. You can get these from a lot of gift wrap, and you're going to want to cut 4 inches of the brown tube. Then we need to get a vinyl golf club protector and cut it at 20 inches long. This is going to be the main body of our rocket. You're going to want to sand each end of the body tube. This will make the 2-part epoxy that we're going to be using to attach everything stick much better to the inside. Of course, before you glue anything, you're going to want to dry fit it. And as you can see, the coupling actually does not fit in the body tube. You're going to want to stretch the body tube so that the coupling can fit. The way you're going to do this is you're going to grab the nose cone and kind of work the tube up and down over the nose cone to get it so it can fit the coupling, and it will just stretch it out. And then you should just be able to slide the coupling right in. Now you're going to want to head outside because we're going to be using our 2-part epoxy. This is the quick set 5-minute epoxy. This stuff smells so bad. I do not recommend doing it inside. But you need to mix up a generous amount, and we're going to start covering the brown paper tube in epoxy. We're going to put that in first into our vinyl tube on the bottom end. After our brown paper tube, we're going to want to get our PVC coupling, put some epoxy on that, put some epoxy inside the tube where that's going to go, and then put it in. Then we're going to want to grab a paper towel and wipe it up. Then you're going to want to put a riser in the coupling and kind of roll it on a table so you can make sure it's level. Now we're going to want to get our pill bottle and get the other side of the rocket, mix up some more epoxy, and we're going to put some epoxy in the inside of the tube, and we're going to put some on our pill bottle, and then we're going to attach them. If they don't go together fairly well, you can always stretch out the end of the vinyl tube so it will fit better. After you've put those in, you're going to want to make sure it's level, and then you're going to want to wipe it with a fresh paper towel. After you do that, you want to cover the vinyl tube with some paper or something that can block paint, and you're going to want to spray paint the pill bottle the same color as the body tube. In this case, that is black. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put the fin cutting template on some poster board, some mini U8 poster board, and you're going to want to trace it out with a pen. Then you're going to want to make sure to get that little mark on the edge. That's going to help us line up the fins in the end. You're going to just want to cut one of these. We're going to cut 4 fins out of a different material. Oh yeah, while you're here, you're going to want to cut out a piece of paper that is 15 inches by 4 inches. Now once you've finished cutting your stuff out of the poster paper, you're going to want to grab some Coroplast signboard. You can find this at a lot of hobby stores and sign stores and stuff. You're going to want to trace the fin onto the black Coroplast signboard. You're going to want to do it 4 times. And then you're going to get an X-Acto knife and a straight edge, or like a ruler, or in this case my hacksaw blade, and you're going to want to cut out the 4 fins. Fin 1, fin 2, fin 3, and fin 4. Once you finish that, you're going to want to run your X-Acto knife blade through the outer edge of the fin and cut out some of that kind of rib stuff on the inside of the Coroplast signboard so you can bend it over. Then you're going to want to fold it from both sides so it kind of makes a point. If you want it to stay pointier and just stay like that better, you can use something like vinyl or some sort of tape. In this case, I use some silver vinyl. After that, you're going to want to get the fin position template. You're going to use some tape to tape this to the body tube, but you want it to still be able to slide up and down, so you can kind of adjust it. Now you're going to want to put it 1 inch from the bottom of the body tube, and you're going to want to mark the lines. Marking those lines is very important. Once you've finished with all of those, you can grab your hacksaw blade or some sort of like X-Acto knife or something, and you're going to want to scratch all the lines following the marks you made. This will make it so the hot glue that we're going to use to attach the fins will stick much better. Once you've completed all that, you're going to also want to make a scratch mark at 1 inch from the bottom and 12 inches from the bottom, completely in line with each other. We're going to use these to guide the rocket in launch. You'll see what we attach to these in a minute. Now you're going to want to plug in a hot glue gun, and you're going to want to put a line of glue on one of the scratch marks and then one on one of the fins. Once you do that, you're going to want to press together, making sure that the mark we made earlier is completely in line with the bottom. Then you're going to want to look at it from the bottom, or put it above your head and look at it upwards to see if they're all lined up correctly. If they are, you can move on and grab that 15 by 14 piece of paper that you cut earlier, and you're going to want to roll that up and shove it down the body tube. Once you do that, you're going to want to grab a plastic disposable pen. You're going to want to cut 2 pieces, each 1 inch long, and then you're going to also want to cut 1 inch long pieces of the coroplast signboard. Then you're going to glue those together and then glue those to the 2 marks you made earlier, and you're going to want to make sure they are completely in line. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to cut out the 3 square templates, and you're going to want to put a bead of hot glue down the middle. Now you're going to want to put an 8-inch piece of 1/4 inch braided elastic cord on 2 of the squares, and then put 2 more lines of hot glue and fold up the square. So you have 1 square, not 3. Once you've done that, you can tie a loop in the end of this 8-inch cord. Now you're going to want to grab some 60 grit sandpaper and go to the body tube, and in the pill bottle you're going to want to sand a rough patch close to the bottom of the pill bottle. Then you want to put some hot glue on that square we just made and glue it to that rough patch. Now you're going to want to do the same thing but with a 16-inch piece of cording instead of an 8-inch one, and you're going to want to sand a rough patch in the nose cone and glue that one inside the nose cone. Now you're going to want to grab another 6-inch piece of braided elastic cording and tie 2 loops into the ends. Then you're going to want to get one of the tablecloth parachutes I told you guys how to make in another video, and you're going to want to run the braided elastic cord through the 2 loops. Now once you've done that, you're going to want to grab a barrel swivel. You can find these at any grocery store, and you're going to want to hook the 2 loops coming off the parachute together. Then you're going to also want to loop the bungee cord coming off the pill bottle on those 2. Now you're going to want to grab a second barrel swivel and loop the string coming from the nose cone. Then you're going to want to hook that to the pill bottle string, and then you're all done with the parachute assembly. You're going to want to pack the parachute similar to the way I did in my Skyballs video, and you're going to want to just wrap all the cords on the outside and then put it in the pill bottle and put the nose cone over the pill bottle, just like this. And now you should be done. We just made a homemade rocket 100% from scratch. Now that's pretty cool, but now let's go launch. for watching to the end of this Cubby Creates video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'd just like to say thank you to all my subscribers once again. Seriously guys, thank you so much for subscribing. Now, before I end, I'd just like to say go check out the King of Randoms channel. I got most of my rocket inspiration from them, and I also got the template from them. So yeah, go subscribe to them. And yeah, I'll see you all next time on Cubby Creates.